Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in, Jake. Another Bears loss. Fucking taken from the jaws of victory. The Bears fall to 0-4 on the season after 31-28 loss, where the offense actually somewhat worked, and yet the Bears still fucking lose, Jake. Jake, how are you doing today?
I Here's the thing. I can't say I didn't see it coming. I think I did. I think I did message you. I'm like, oh, they're about ready to choke now, and then they fucking did. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very depressing. I
Mm-hmm.
feel for Justin Fields. Like, that poor man. He doesn't deserve this pain. But it's all fucked. It's over. Once again, Eber-Flus. He Eber-fleeced us. It's bad. We're done. We're cooked. We're so bad.
Matt Eberflus, more like Matt Eber-Lose. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
banger of a joke.
banger, banger
So
tweet
good.
right there. And the pod.
All he
Yeah,
does is
all
lose.
he does is lose.
I think he's like
Um,
3-18. It's bad.
yeah,
His
it's
defense is just pitiful. It is a disgusting, disgusting excuse of a defense. That's a specialty. So not a good sign.
yeah, we're getting to Hugh Jackson territory with this guy, where you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
one bad season, right, where you can kind of wipe it away and you can say, oh, they were tanking. Last year, very easily, you could say they were tanking. But this year now, after, again, this is a common, theme of the season so far. But after all the additions of the offseason and the way that we were feeling, we have an extra first round pick. Excuse me, I've been drinking. First round pick in the chamber, right? We got that first round pick. We traded back. We got a really nice player in Darnell Wright. Everybody else we added. And now all Matt Eberflus knows is how to lose. He's a fucking loser. He's a loser. There's no
yeah.
if,
He is
ands,
a
or
loser.
buts. There's no ways around it. His defense is roughly, you know, the quality of like a Teflon bat, like a plastic bag. Like there's just holes. You can just rip holes in it all day. And I know that they're playing without three of their corners, three of their defensive backs. Jalen Johnson's not playing, Eddie Jackson's not playing, but we just can't stop anybody. There's no
Yeah, but it's our,
toughness.
our run defense is, I think, even worse than our pass defense. They allow like 9 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
It's madness.
I'll have to look up the stats, but I know that the not Javonte Williams, but the backup, I think, for the Broncos, it felt like he was running all over us all
He had a
day.
number of nice carries. Yeah, just like
Mm-hmm.
wide open holes.
Mm-hmm.
No one's remotely there. Just hitting into the secondary at will.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
you could make it into the secondary
yeah,
through some
dude,
of those holes, Andrew. Like
I know, yeah.
you. And what's your 40? Do you have any
uh,
idea what your 40 would be?
I probably, honestly, it would probably be 10 yards for every 10 seconds at this point.
I think
That's
you'd probably pop an ACL. I think that's probably what happened. I think you haven't run like a real sprint in a while, and I think you'd
no,
pop
dude.
that ACL by 10 yards out.
No,
I
I
think
told
you would.
you I told you that I do I feel like, when we were in college, I still am. I was a big elliptical guy and I would always talk about my
Oh yeah.
elliptical, which
Your
you're not
elliptical
really
usage.
you're pushing the machine, but you're not running. It's still
It's
you're
a woman
exercising.
exercise. It's a
Yeah,
woman exercise.
yeah. It's something my mom used to do.
It's not masculine like running on a treadmill where you just pound your feet into a
No,
spinning belt.
or
That's
like
a masculine dude
yeah, it's not
exercise.
a manly exercise like hurting calves,
Yeah.
like like
Like
going hunting.
yeah, no. It's not masculine. If you don't have stress fractures in your feet, it's not masculine. No.
If you don't just have random
Plantar
blisters all over the place.
fasciitis, if it hurts,
Oh my
if it
God.
doesn't hurt to move, you aren't doing it properly.
Plantar fasciitis still is kind of a traumatic word, phrase, medical diagnosis for me because there was 3 or 4 years of Joakim Noah's career that every game
Oh
he was
yeah.
he was out for a bunch of games and it was because of plantar fasciitis. And
Dude, it
I
sucks. I had it.
yeah, really?
When I played youth football, I had it 1 year for I played the entire season with it, and I could not run.
Well, it's just
I was like a blocking tight end, and literally I could block, and that was really it. And everything hurt. It
mm,
hurt so bad to run. I
Is it just kind
was
of
walking like a fucking duck. It was terrible. It's fucked.
Is it just like your foot's always inflamed? Is that kind of the idea of it? That's always the idea I've gotten of it.
I don't know exactly what the what the ailment is. I know, like, I think I had my foot MRI'd. Well, it was
Hmm.
both of them, I think.
Okay.
And I had an MRI, and they were able to determine that was plantar fasciitis. And I know you're supposed to just like let it recover just by like keeping weight off it, generally not doing anything. It
Hmm.
recovers over time. But yeah, I don't know. I think it might be just like it's some damage to like the ligaments on the bottom of your foot,
Hmm. Yeah,
and it sucks. It hurts really bad.
I think when I was going through puberty, which is always a great way to start a sentence and then pause. But
Yeah.
there is a point where I think I was just growing so fast that I remember running around, and I still feel this actually sometimes if I land weird, if I'm standing weird on something. But I was running around, I think my front yard, or like in the front cul-de-sac, and I was running around, and just like every step I took hurt really bad. So my dad thought I had tendonitis for a long time,
Oof.
which I don't
Yeah.
know how I would have gotten because I didn't play football or anything, and this was fall of 2011, and so I hadn't played baseball or anything for a couple months. But I just every step I took, it just felt so painful. But I think it was literally just growing pains, which those are nothing to fuck with, dude. Those are rough.
Yeah, they're gnarly. I used to have gnarly growing pains in my legs as a kid.
Why have our bodies go through that? It's gonna hurt so fucking bad.
I
Like
don't know, but
I
like,
didn't
dude,
choose I didn't choose to be
I'm just
small.
gonna say it's worth it because I'm not like 5'1".
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
it
because
just
if you
it
don't have those growing pains, you end up 5'1",
God
and
gives
then you
its
have a different kind of pain. You have emotional turmoil.
yeah. They say that God gives its toughest tasks to its strongest soldiers. So that's what
Yeah,
we had to go through to be
growing
6 foot
pains,
tall,
truly,
6 foot
really.
tall males.
Yeah, I know. We're in the 6 foot club. Whoop whoop. That's
Oh,
all we have.
we
The
honestly
Bears
at
are
this
so
point,
bad. We're talking about our height. That's we're doing anything to avoid talking about this
yeah.
fucking team.
So I don't know what woman does the post game show on ESPN 1000 with Yurko, but she made a joke at Chase Claypool's expense because he's 6'5", 6'6", and she
He
said
stinks,
something.
man.
Oh,
He's
he didn't even play
awful.
it. He wasn't even at the stadium today. But she said that there are women basketball teams who would love to have him as their starting center.
Oh yeah, he would.
you know,
I have made those like jokes about myself as like, oh, I could be a starting center for a women's basketball team. Yeah, like I'm about that height. I'm women's center height.
yeah. I mean, as long as you're not on like, you could start for like. I'm trying to think of a team that has it. I don't really know WNBA players or like even
No
W.
one does. No one does.
Brittany Griner.
And yet they still, yeah, that she's one of them.
Will that get
Sue
us good
Bird.
SEO?
That's the other one that I know. We've
Liz
exhausted
Liz
the list
Cambage.
of names.
Liz
Oh yeah,
Cambage.
well she's just got a dump truck, so that's all we know about. She's like 6'8" and has a dump truck.
Dude, would you let her sit on you?
I mean, I don't think I really have a choice. It's not about letting. If she wanted to, she could.
All right, I think that's enough. Whatever bullshit we're talking about, we can get into the actual game now. I mean, everybody's turned us off, but who cares?
Yeah. Oh,
All
no one
right,
ever turned us on. Let's be real.
yeah, dude. I mean, with the 10 viewers we
Maybe
get every week,
autoplay will be a fucking homie one day. We'll get autoplayed.
I must have been
That would be
yeah,
a
well, yeah,
dream. Just to be on someone's autoplay before they
yeah.
shut us off.
Dude, I had Pardon My Take come on autoplay the other day. I woke up yesterday. I don't ever get to sleep in anymore. So yesterday I had a free day and I slept in, and I was gonna get up at 9, and then I decided to go back to sleep because I had nothing else to do until
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So I put on a podcast to just kind of, hopefully not have me fall asleep for another 4 hours or whatever, right? And so I put on the Mina Kimes show, slept through the entirety of that, and then
Nice.
literally woke up, and Pardon My Take was playing, and I had a dream. I fell back asleep quickly. It was like a weird sleep paralysis. Like you're waking up, you're falling asleep, like you can't really tell what's
Mhm.
real. And I woke.
Yeah.
I had a dream where I was in the Chicago office, and I turned, and my ex-girlfriend was sitting in there, and I have never willed myself to wake up faster from a sleep paralysis dream than that.
You're like, nope, gotta get
I was
out. Gotta
staring
no,
right
I
at
don't.
her.
You'll do anything to avoid seeing that bitch again. Anything, I'll wake myself up to not
Yeah,
have to deal with her.
yeah, literally, like I looked over and I was like, I think in real life my jaw dropped. I woke up and my mouth is like open like
Hanging
that.
open.
You're just hanging open, and not in a good way. I just did not want to be because we were for whatever reason, Barstool spent all this money on their new studio or on their new offices, right? And the
Yeah.
Pardon My Take studio, I think, is the same size it was in New York. And I've only watched. I usually listen to them, but I watched
Yeah,
them the
I
other
don't really
day,
watch.
and I was like, that's weird that it's so small. And it was just like part of it was just like I need to get out of this claustrophobic space, but the other part was I need to get away from my ex, who for some reason works at Barstool, even though she doesn't even know anything about sports. That's like my one safe place. I don't work there, but like my one safe place is sports, And
I
she's
know. Sports is supposed to be a sanctuary, and yet we can't get away from Taylor Swift now.
yeah, I haven't even
Every 2 seconds I have to hear about Tay
yeah.
Tay.
We're I don't even know where we're at. I have Sunday Night Football on in my room. I don't know. We're recording during Sunday Night Football. We started recording like right before it started, and I think it's still 7 minutes in the left. 7 minutes left in the
30
first
minutes
quarter.
in. I haven't
Yeah.
seen a single snap, but I know the
Yeah.
game starts at 8:15 Eastern, and that's
Yeah.
8:45. So
Yeah. So it's 10-0 Kansas City, so it's already over. So
yeah,
the Chiefs defense
it was
surprisingly is
already
really
over
good.
before the game started. Yeah, no, their defense has been their defense has started to become good over the last couple of years.
But even
Spagnuolo is a really good coordinator, and I
mhm,
mean their defensive line's pretty stacked
got a
now.
great
They've got
name.
real depth. Spagnola,
Yeah, I love that name. I
yes,
don't
we
know.
call him Spags. It's pretty cool.
Spags. Yeah, it's a good
Fucking
name. I like it.
Spags. Spags is bringing the heat, bro. It's cool.
I think they used to call
Bringing the heat, slinging the meat. Let's
I
go, Spags. And that's perfect for Kansas City. Come
Oh
on.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's such a bar. If that hasn't already been uttered by some drunk Kansas City fan, I
Bringing the
truly am
heat.
smarter than everyone in that stadium. If no one has said that before, I claim it. I'm trademarking it. I'm going to start selling merchandise to those fucking idiots to make me feel better about my life.
Bringing the heat. Bringing the
Clip
heat,
it.
guys.
Clip it. It's mine. I'm trademarking it
Yeah.
here right now. Trademark.
Trademark Jakey V, dude. I wish it was that easy. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
I wish.
Man, I want to go to Kansas City for that barbecue really bad.
I've heard it's really good. My
Yeah, I
dad's been there for like business, and he says it's the only reason that he enjoys going there is just for the barbecue.
well, I can't imagine Kansas City is very fun or interesting otherwise
No, I've
besides
heard the
going to
people
a
are pretty
Chiefs
good.
game. Yeah.
Aside
I've
from the
seen
meth
that.
addicts, which are floating around,
Well, there's that in every city. I had somebody come
it's
up to me going home on the train who was very clearly a meth addict asking me for money. So, although she was more put together than you might expect.
she was a classy meth addict.
Yeah, she was nice about it. She was just kind of annoying. I was just trying to get home.
Bitch, I
So
don't have meth money.
I don't have
All I
any.
have is Panda
Dude,
Express money.
she had her bags. I don't know. I don't feel like I should get into this, but she just seemed more put together. So maybe I'm just, casting aspersions, but
She's walking around with a Versace luggage set. Is that what you're trying to
yeah,
tell me?
that was the thing that bothered me was she had luggage and a couple other things. She looked very put together, and she just asked me for money, and I was like, dude, no, I'm not. You look fine. Like I don't, not that I
Sell a
should judge
suitcase.
anybody. Yeah, so
Your American capitalist attitude starts bubbling to the surface.
yeah,
Ah, sell a suitcase, bitch.
especially when you're in the part of the city that I'm at where you just see all of those people. You really have to fight it,
You become
even though.
extremely desensitized
Oh
to
yeah,
these people. You're like,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck about you.
Well, just you're walking around,
Yeah.
with people who are very well off. They're all working in offices and they work like an hour a week and they make $400,000. And then, you have people who are very they're struggling because America is awful to live in 2023. And I'm just trying to get to work for my, just slightly above minimum wage job. And so it's just kind of one of those things where you kind of just have to put your head down and just get through it, and
Yeah, I
just
don't get I don't get paid enough to deal
I
with
don't get
you and
paid
your
enough. Yeah.
problems.
Yeah. I also never have cash on me. I don't think anybody really does
No
nowadays
one
for the most
does.
part. So it's just everything. I mean, why would you have cash? Because you go to go back to sports, you go to a baseball game, football game, they won't accept any cash from you anymore ever since COVID.
No, they'll bleed you dry through the digi cash.
Hmm.
You stick your little weird card in. You don't really know how much you're paying for all of this shit because it's
No.
this digital transaction. You
Hmm.
don't actually have to fork over the money and look at how much you're spending on a beer.
Yeah.
You just slide your little card in. There's your $18 Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Dude, I spent
Drink it, you
so much
fat
money.
idiot. Like
I
that's
s-
just what it. That's
yeah.
the mentality.
I spent so much money at the White Sox game I win in the summer because I was just like, fuck it. I don't see I don't have to look at this. I can just look at my bank account tomorrow and just see one transaction. I don't have to like I mean I have to keep putting the
I
card in
looked at my
there.
bank balance and I just started seeing red, bro, and bodies just started hitting the floor.
Yeah, it was I had some sort of traumatic PTSD moment and just kind of Russian agent, like a Russian agent, I kind of
Sleeper
just
cell
lost it.
kind of
Sleeper,
shit.
yeah,
And you
sleeper
just
cell. That's what I'm looking
took
for.
out your family
It was just
and your brother in
over.
a rear
Yeah.
naked choke as you just whispered sweet nothings to him.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
somebody just has to say my trigger words and I'm there already. Usually
Hmm.
it's Chicago and Bears for some reason.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Sox are
But
another. That's another good one.
yeah, those are good. And I'm fully aware of those. I just get so
Yeah,
angry that it has to come out. But
the kill order is made.
but we could get into the game for a little bit because we've already been talking for like 15 minutes and have not even attempted.
Yeah,
Um,
well,
and we've skirted around it, but I just want to get
it's
into
bad.
today's disappointment because the Bears did
Our
have
latest disappointment.
our latest disappointment, and I will say I feel better because I think what you and I have been saying about Justin Fields for close to 3 years now is at least being proven that yes, this is, he is capable of looking the way that he did today. He just has horrible coaching and
Yeah,
horrible play calling and a loser as his head coach.
yeah.
Today was his best
Eber-Lose.
game ever.
I mean, yeah,
Not
pretty
hard.
much. He broke the record for most completions, like consecutive completions for Bear.
Yeah, it's
So
16.
that was good. He had the most passing yards of his career, the most touchdowns of his career. Uh, yeah, and then the costly little mistakes, which the reality is that he's learning is that literally has to be perfect. They cannot win
Hmm.
a game unless he is truly flawless.
Hmm.
If he like makes a single mistake, they will lose because
Well,
everyone else on that fucking team is a clown.
they will either lose or they will not even give him a chance to win because
Yeah,
he fumbled on that possession that led to a touchdown, right?
yeah.
And then the
Hmm.
last possession they had, or maybe the last possession
He
after
threw
the
the
fourth and one,
interception
the one where he
after
threw the
like
interception.
Komet stopped running
Yeah.
for I don't know what that was. There's some miscommunication there clearly,
Well, it's
and
just
that's how it goes. Like I could see it coming because it's happened so many fucking times in the past.
Mhm. They just don't run the fucking right routes. I think the
Yeah,
last 11 plays, I think they had him throw two times
yeah.
because
They never had him throw really.
yeah, so he makes one mistake. And
They just
I don't even that fumble
keep
wasn't even on
giving
him.
shitty Khalil Herbert the ball.
No.
It is agony to watch him run for
He dropped
one
so many
yard,
passes.
2 yard, 3 yards, drop pass. Occasionally he'll rip off a 20 or 30 yard run, but it's just these awful 2 yard carries that go nowhere.
Mhm.
It's endless.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's just such a weird they didn't have Fields do like anything the second half. They were being very
No,
conservative.
that's what they've done it in the past. They did against the Packers last year in the second game, where he was dealing, he was throwing the ball well. Then they let off the gas. They start running it. They don't do anything because the Packers know that they're running the ball. Then they have
Mhm.
him come in. They have to throw the ball again because they're down. Throws a pick.
Mhm.
It's just so formulaic. I've seen it happen a million times. I know it's gonna. I can see it before it happens.
hmm It's the same thing that Nagy would do, where okay, well we have the lead now, so we're gonna run a first and second down, and then possibly just third down, just punt it back to you. We're just gonna do that for whatever reason.
Hmm.
We're not gonna even attempt to put any more points on the. I especially with this defense and the way that Fields was playing too. I wanted to see Fields throw for 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns.
I know. I did
I
too.
thought he was on the track to do
He
that. He
could
had
have.
4 touchdowns with I don't know 10 minutes at least left in the third quarter, and they just
Yeah.
didn't. The play calling and the kind of aggressiveness that they were having, there were a lot of deep passes today, which was really great to see.
Hmm.
That was just gone. He only had 3 or 4. I think his completion percentage was 80% today. He didn't complete like four
It was
passes. It was
something
over
like that.
300
Yeah.
yards. Ridiculous. And you just take the
I
ball
think
out
it
of his
was went
hands.
like 28 for 35, I
Mm,
think.
yeah, that
And
sounds
a
about
couple of
right.
them were dropped as well. Like he
Hmm
had one nice like it was a short pass to Komet
hmm
that he Komet, it was broken up. I don't want to blame Komet on it. It was like it would have been a tricky catch, but it was on the money. Like there were just a number of passes that I guess he had a couple missed throws, but for the most part he was just money all day.
He was
And
awesome.
I knew it would happen. Like I'm like, oh, it's gonna come crashing down around him, and it fucking did
Yeah, he
because it's the
threw
Bears.
for 335 and 4 touchdowns with a passer rating of 132.7, and his QBR was 69.7. Nice. Um,
Thus far, I mean, we have one game left. He has the most passing yards of any of the quarterbacks this week.
yeah. So, I mean, he had a
He could have
unbelievable
had
day.
more. He could have had 400
Oh
yards
yeah.
if they
I
didn't
mean,
let off the fucking gas.
Khalil
He could have thrown
Herbert
for 400 yards.
Herbert had a drop near the end on like a
He did.
second and
They had a couple
10.
that were walked back as well for like a penalty because of stupid block, like
Hmm
terrible block in the backs or holding calls and like
hmm
screens and stuff that those plays came back.
hmm
So
Yeah,
it could have been
there's
more.
it could have been way more. I was very happy that he did get over 300 because there was a couple drives
It was
where
like gotta get the monkey off his back. Yeah, it felt
yeah.
like it was never gonna happen because they were like
hmm
stalling out at like 293 or some shit,
Yeah.
292.
And I just to hear,
Ugh.
I like Barry McCockner, just but for him to say again that Justin Fields has never had a 300-yard passing game, I will fucking kill myself. So I'm glad that he finally had one, you know.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, I very overall on the offense, very nice day for a lot of people. DJ
Yeah,
Moore, 131 yards and
he had a
eight
good day.
receptions.
Yeah,
Awesome game, touchdown. Cole Kmet had 2 touchdowns and 85 yards on 7 receptions. So that's probably I think that's probably his most yards ever in a game. I think
might
Uh,
be.
that sounds about. I mean, he
It's
usually
up
gets
there.
about
It's
50.
definitely top five. Definitely top five.
And then Mooney
But
had
it's
51
probably
yards.
one.
Herbert had
Yeah,
103 yards, which is pretty insane because it doesn't feel like he got that much. But they were running the ball a lot,
it's
so he
because he
was kind
had
of.
like two chunk plays where he had like
hmm
one for 30 something yards and then one for like 20 something, and the
hmm
rest were just like these horrible 2 yard carries, 3 yard carries.
Yeah,
Nothing was
and just a
there.
bunch of drops. I don't know. I'm over
Yeah.
even with the 100 yards. I'm just kind of over Herbert. I don't.
Start Roshan Johnson already. My God. Like,
Yeah,
but even still, our run blocking just feels like it's shit this year.
yeah. It feels a lot
It
worse than
hasn't
last
been
year,
very good.
which
That's
inactivating Chase Claypool today, I think did help with the run blocking. Because EQ,
Yeah, because
uh,
awful whiffs on so many blocks. So EQ
yeah,
being out there was nice.
yeah,
He had one good catch for that. He almost dropped in pure EQ fashion. Managed to catch it again.
dude, it's so funny to have such sure hands and Amon Ra, and then Equanimous is just such a like a. And I like him,
He's
but he's kind of a pud.
I know I like him too, but he's a fucking total goober.
Bring back Dante Pettis. I like Dante Pettis. Like you're gonna release Chase Claypool. Bring back Pettis. I don't even know if Dante Pettis is on a team.
He's on like he was injured,
Was
so I
he?
don't know what. I think he was released, but he was injured beforehand. Like I think he was released with an injury designation.
Okay, I was not aware of
But I
that,
don't
but
know.
I
But who
liked him
knows?
better than Chase Claypool.
Well, Chase Claypool is clearly awful. Like
Yeah,
I
awful
mean,
teammate.
yeah. What the fuck, dude stinks.
Yeah, he's. I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back. They told him to stay home
No,
today. So,
either.
there was conflicting reports because Eberflus said he was given the choice,
Yeah,
and
because
then
Eberflus is
somebody,
just lying now.
oh
That's
yeah,
his new strategy is just start
yeah,
lying.
it's the Matt Nagy thing of just lying the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's insane that like that Eberflus willingly kept Alan Williams on the team, and he's still in charge of the Bears. I know you can't fire everybody because you need
Yeah.
somebody to coach the team, but and you can't really fire Flus because Alan Williams is gone. But I don't know. I can't see any way that. I mean, obviously, this guy is not fucking making it at the end of the
No,
season.
dude, he's awful. Like, but there's no solution. Like, what are we gonna do? Who
I
would we even hire?
I don't even know. Nobody. There's just nobody because
I mean, I
we're
know
already
people
four
have
games
joked
in.
about it. It's like, oh, just bring back Lovey to like finish it out. And like, I
Yeah.
honestly have no better solution. That would not go well. It wouldn't be a good thing. But there's nothing else. Like, what else is
No.
there? We can't do anything.
Yeah, it sucks because it's like everybody should be fired, and it's so obvious already this early in the season that everybody
I
should be
know.
fired, and we still have
There's
12
no
game
hope. It's been 4
13.
fucking games, and there's
Yeah,
no hope.
we're coming up to the 1 year anniversary of the last time the Bears won a
I
game.
know. They haven't won a game in like a year.
I think it was 346. That's how many days it's been
It's
today.
getting close. It was October, and it's October today.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It was right around my
I
birthday.
think it's October 22nd.
Yeah, it was right around there because um I remember I was like, oh wow, this is a nice little like late birthday gift, and then we haven't won since then. So it's all my fault, guys. I turned
Yeah,
22
it's
and the Bears
on you.
stopped winning. Um, so yeah, I mean it's clear it's becoming clearer and clearer that this is really on the coaches because there were some very poor decisions today. Like there is with every Bears game, but
Hmm.
I think we should talk about some of the worst today. And I'm going to start with the one that I have written down first. I wrote these, I mean, these notes are in chronological order. I was just writing them through the game, but they did the Komet play again on 4th and 1. They put him
Hmm.
in center and then had him run through the hole. And this time it was for a first down, but I think I hate that fucking play more than almost any play in the Bears playbook at this point. I'm so sick of that. And I mean, it foreshadowed the HB gut run that Khalil
Oh my
Herbert had
god.
later on in the game on fourth and
What the
one.
fuck was that?
Yeah,
Why did they take the ball out of Justin Fields' hands? If you're
again,
just what are you doing? What are you doing?
it's just coward shit. Well, it's not even coward shit because a coward, it would be, I guess. I don't know. It's vindictive, is what it is. It's your quarterback who you have royally fucked his confidence over the last 3 years. I guess these guys are new, so over the last 2 years, you fucked with his confidence, makes one bad mistake, and then you won't let him throw again. It's just vindictive. It's a vindictive play on that halfback gut. It's an awful play call. You won't even let Justin Fields run. Justin Fields has not run on a fourth
You
and
could
one
literally just
whatsoever.
quarterback sneak it. Like it's
Do the tush
insane.
play. Do the tush play.
Yeah. You're telling me they can't do that play? Like, oh my god.
Justin Fields is stronger than Jalen Hurts, and while
He's
Jalen
big
Hurts,
and strong
yeah,
and fast.
Jalen
Why
Hurts
don't
has a
we
better
use him?
offensive line, sure,
Yeah.
but Justin Fields makes up for that with his
And
size.
they
Like
yeah, I mean they entirely stopped booting him out in like the second half. They basically
mhm.
didn't do it, which he
it
was having that's what he's had so much success on consistently throughout his
yeah,
career.
it
And they
is
like
amazing.
refuse to do it. They just won't. No one will do it. I don't understand.
It's amazing just how coaches in the NFL, and this has been true with a lot of NFL or excuse me, Bears coaches will just stop doing what was working because they think that they're smarter and they think that
Yeah.
somehow, they can do something, they've gotten to this point, so they should do something different or they should stop doing what
It's like, hey guys, we're gonna run out the game now. We're gonna run out the clock. It's like, have you not realized that you haven't been able to run the ball with any degree of effectiveness
yeah.
throughout the entire fucking game?
Also, the team you're facing is rapidly coming back because your defense is made of fucking plastic
Tinsel
bags.
paper. Yeah, no, they
I mean,
fucking stink.
you're much more of a defense guy than I.
Yeah, and
Um,
I hate them. I hate them so much.
yeah, like
They're terrible.
I think anybody would know. I mean, they we were facing the worst defense today in the league, but I think the Bears by the end of it will be the worst defense.
Yeah, we're pretty. They're the worst. They're the fucking worst. It's insane how bad they are. The
I
defensive line's terrible.
This was a question that my friends and I would joke about Nagy's last year in Chicago, and then even last year when Mahomes was winning the MVP, where we would ask what Nagy was doing. But really, what does Eber-Flus do? What is his job? You know,
Nothing. I don't know.
it's just
Stands
a
around and looks dumb.
and he just yells. He's always yelling on the sideline too.
He's fucking conservative when he should be aggressive, and he's aggressive when he should be conservative. He has no fucking instincts whatsoever. It's insane.
His fuel for the game is just completely. I mean, in the beginning, I think it was like their first drive. Justin Fields was 3 of 3. They just had on like 3rd and 16 or something. I think DJ Moore had a 14-yard.
Yeah, it was a 4th and 2. They were
Yeah,
in Broncos territory. They'd like just crossed over
they punted
that
it.
side of the field and they punted it. And then the Broncos promptly went down and scored.
That coward, whatever that account that does like the cowardness index for punts, that had to be through the roof on
Pretty
that one.
high.
Yeah.
It wasn't as high as the one from last year. He had a pretty high one against Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
That one was insanely bad. He punted from like the 37th
The
or some
Antarctica
shit.
game. Yeah.
That one was hideously bad.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome that we didn't hire an offensive coach.
Yeah,
we
well,
just hired
the
some
thing is,
pud.
even if we did, we'd still find a way to ruin it.
It would be
So
Tressman. Like they would hire Tressman
yeah,
again.
it would be Tressman. They're not gonna figure it out, or Nagy for fuck's sake. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just gonna do it again.
Oh
They
yeah.
stink.
I mean,
They're
it's just so
destined to
funny.
stink.
The coaches that have been available whenever they've fired somebody, they've always picked wrong. They had Arians there when Tressman was hired. I don't remember who got hired the year that Nagy was hired, but there was definitely some options. Greg
Vrabel.
Roman, Dable, yeah.
Vrabel.
Oh, Vrabel, yeah. Vrabel was good that year. I mean, he's been good ever since. And then obviously Dable and a handful of other guys you could have picked, and it's just so fucking maddening, dude. Yeah, really nice game. I texted you this too. You called the meltdown. There was a huge meltdown, which was, I mean,
Yeah.
we all saw coming from a mile away, but my heart really was broken watching Fields on the sideline after this, after he threw
The
the pick,
depression on his face.
because you just know all week, or we are on a short week actually because we play Thursday. All week that he's gonna somehow get blamed. Even I heard Yurko is old school, but he pointed out that he was like the defense gave up 24 points or something like that, 23 points. I think it was 24 after the field goal. Justin Fields, had that fumble for a touchdown, but your defense should not be, when your quarterback is playing that well, your defense should not be giving up the lead like that.
No.
Justin Fields also, he doesn't play defense, and also for the most part, it doesn't seem like he's allowed to call his own plays, which he should be, because every time he's called a play, it feels like he throws a touchdown.
Yeah. I don't know. There's no solution. I just what is there even to say about this team? Nothing. I don't have anything to say. It's the same story every week. It's just the countdown until Eber-Flus is fired. Caleb Williams is not coming here. Get that out of your heads, idiots.
Yeah.
He will not play for this fucking team.
Yeah.
If we have the first overall pick, he will stay in fucking school. He is not coming here. Get over it.
We're also somehow going to be too good for him. I just have this like sick feeling that we're going to get some sort of hope at some point where we rattle off a couple. Now, the idea of winning is very fun, but I also feel like we do have enough talent, and Justin Fields is good enough where we could rattle off a few wins. But at the same time,
I hope so.
I mean,
I hope he rattles off enough wins to fucking stay with the team, and then
that's
get another goddamn coach, and then use those 2 first-round picks to actually support him with talent.
Yeah,
but that won't happen because it's the Bears.
I still believe in Justin Fields. I will always believe in him, and I will always root for him no matter what team he's on. But I just don't know if he's going to make it with us, and I don't think we're going to make it.
It's just it's the Bears. He's not.
And not it's
But
not
he'll go be great. So I hope he goes to fucking Atlanta and
yeah.
he's the savior
New
there
England.
and his
New England.
hometown fucking team.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
He'd be
just
great in New
fuck the
England.
Bears, man. Fuck
Yeah.
the Bears. They
Yeah.
suck. They don't deserve him
No, he gets treated like shit. He somehow gets blamed for all this shit
for
that he doesn't
everything. We have
do.
an awful fan base who just wants to who it's groundhog. It's fucking Groundhog's Day for them. They'll never put it together that it's the fucking organization.
No,
They'll
it's the
just they'll
coaches.
always blame the quarterback, and then they'll want the fucking backup in. I mean, they're idiots.
Yeah.
They'll never fucking put it together
Dude, I'm
that
pretty
there's
sure.
not going to be a quarterback for you guys.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
I'm pretty sure that people were calling for Tyson. Uh,
Oh, they have
uh
been.
yeah,
Because they
which
think that's gonna fucking work somehow. How dumb do you need to be? Like, have you not watched this fucking team ever
mhm.
to think, oh yeah, Tyson Bagent, he's the fucking answer now? Was
My
Josh the
thing,
McCown the answer when we had Jay Cutler? The
no,
infinitely more talented guy prospect that we also ruined.
yeah,
Was Josh McCown better, guys? Was
no.
Todd Collins better? Was Caleb Haney better? Because I remember hearing a lot of you fucking idiots saying that these guys are better, that they're the fucking guy.
Hmm.
What do you know? Nothing. It's the Bears. They're never going to be better. They're never going to fix it. They exist to torture us. Get over it.
That's my favorite thing about the whole backup quarterback situation, where when you say that, it implies that everything else is perfect and that somehow the quarterback is the one that is holding the team back. When honestly, for the most part, which is this might be insane to say, but when you had situations like Jay Cutler, that your quarterback was actually the part that was even keeping the team afloat. When Jay
Yeah.
Cutler got injured in 2011, they were 7-3, 7-1. The next year they came out to a similar start, so I can't remember, but they were playing very, very well, and Jay Cutler was playing the best football of his career when he got hurt in 2011. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, I remember when I was in fourth grade when people were adamant that Caleb Haney, who looked like a fucking duck, he looked like a
Who sucked?
pumpkin
He
in
was
the NFC
awful.
Championship. He was bad in that game, but they all wanted to go to him, right? And then we get off to a 7-3 start. Jay Cutler breaks his hand making a tackle against the Chargers, and the Bears go 1-5. They finish 500 because Caleb Haney is a pumpkin. Josh McCown came in and actually, I think, played 2 games. And then we won the last game of the season that year to go 8-8. But the idea of the backup quarterback situation, the backup quarterback going in implies that your team is being held back and that your quarterback is bad and that's a win now move. That is a move that you make because you think you can win. The Bears
Mm-hmm.
cannot win, and they have not given us any evidence that they can win. So moving on from Fields, especially in a season that we really need to see him, we need to know who this guy is. We need to see him either improve or regress or stay the same. If he just stays the same, you kind of get the idea that he's not the guy. you know I mean I will always say that it's the coaching. I think today proves that he can rise above it, but he has to be fucking perfect, which you were talking about. Either before this, I think before this started, or maybe even during this podcast, I can remember, but he has to be fucking perfect. He cannot make
Mm-hmm.
any decision, or he cannot make any mistake, otherwise the ball will be taken out of his hands and he will get blamed for it because of shitty play calling and shitty leaders like Luke Getsy and Matt Eberflus, who will blame him for that pick at the end, even though Komet stopped running, or that fumble where he had no protection, right? Or for the
Mm-hmm.
defense giving up 24 points. So going to Badgett is not a win now move for me. It is a white flag move. You are tanking.
If you go to Bajent, you should be fired immediately. Like that is an admission that you have failed at your fucking job. You were brought here to do one thing, and that was develop the quarterback and to win. You by benching the quarterback you were brought here to develop is an admission you have failed at your job and you should be terminated. Like I don't know how anyone could survive that. You're a fucking idiot. Like you suck.
Yeah, I
Tattoo
can't.
boy is not going to save us. Maybe he'll have 2 good games and then he's going to shit his fucking pants and then you idiots will come for his head because you're an awful fan base and you deserve to suffer. They do. They
No,
do.
I agree.
Our market destroys quarterbacks. They ruin
Mhm.
them. They pile on at every opportunity.
Yep.
They deserve pain.
Yep. It is
Bears fans
never
deserve
it's
pain.
never
They
the
deserve
Bears'
it.
fault. Yeah. Jay Cutler was the best fucking quarterback we ever had, and we were all so ready to move on from him, even when in his prime, when we had a team that was
Yeah.
capable of going to the playoffs. So
Oh yeah.
we
Never
also
fucking get him an
fired,
offensive line ever. Why
or
would you do
yeah,
that?
yeah, he had weapons, but he never had time to throw. You know.
Guy had threw for 4,500 yards the year before he got to the Bears and never did it again in
Yep.
his career.
And then the
That should
fucking
tell you all you need to know.
they let the defense, turn into nothing too. That was
Atrophy.
the best
Yeah.
part because their offense, when he had weapons and a somewhat competitive, competent offensive line, you had Jermon Bushrod and Kyle Long and all these guys on our line. The offense, I think, scored 30 points that year.
Yeah.
Right. I think that was the average. That's pretty nuts for any offense, let alone the Bears. But the
Yeah.
defense was the worst defense. By the way, that defense was DC'd by Mel Tucker. So we just have a history
Yeah.
of
Mel Tucker
hiring
defense.
freaks. We have a history of
Freaky.
hiring
Yeah.
freaks at defensive coordinator. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's never.
Predators. And
It
not
is.
apex predators, not the
Yeah.
fucking bear, not a bear, not someone that'll actually do a good job, just
No.
a legitimate predator.
Yeah. Hunters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. It is the Bears' fault, and it's Bears fans' fault for ever thinking that it's the
Yeah.
quarterback's fault. So we get what we deserve, I guess. But I want to
Yeah.
move on to Chase Claypool real quick. I think he's done. We talked
Yeah.
about it.
He's
He
cooked.
was
It's
he was
over.
told he was told to stay home today. He was inactive. I think he's getting released this week. I think that's my hot take. I don't even think it's a hot take. I think he's done. I think he's done. Just cut your losses.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be released. I think they're trying to trade him, but I don't know
Yeah.
if
Good
anyone's
luck.
going to want to actually do that.
Hmm.
What a disaster. That was a total debacle.
Man, all I can
Yeah.
say is
With,
Justin Fields
with
has some
everything.
good tape. He's got some good tape for the future.
Yeah.
So, um,
Some other team is going to want to snap him up. That's going to happen, and it'll be
yeah,
good for them.
yeah. I don't know how you can look at today's performance and not see a good quarterback in there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's just dripping with talent. A good coach can get that out of him. A good coach can win with Justin Fields. I'm sorry. He doesn't need to be fucking perfect to be able to win a fucking football game with.
no,
That shouldn't have to happen. Patrick Mahomes is not perfect in every game. Justin Herbert is not perfect. He won a game today. He threw a fucking interception.
no, he was pretty bad. He was
It
pretty bad
should
in the second half.
Yeah, he wasn't that good. He kind of stunk and they won a fucking game.
Hmm.
It
Really,
shouldn't come down to the quarterback on everything.
no. Wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. That's a big Mina Kimes thing, but I think it's pretty clear that that's kind of the truth because yes, I mean
I mean,
obviously your quarterback is the one leading the
Archie Manning
offense.
was the ultimate definition of that back when he played for the Aints. He was known as a very good quarterback who got murdered behind a terrible offensive line and never won shit because they
Hmm.
were an awful football team.
Yeah, he got absolutely fucked up, and it's what's happening to
Yeah,
Justin right now.
yeah,
So my heart will be broken if he gets traded or released or whatever. We move
yeah,
on because I mean the most excitement you and I have ever had, I think being Bears fans, was when we drafted him because he is the most
yeah.
talented quarterback we've ever had. I mean, Jay Cutler's up there
Oh,
too,
it's obvious.
but
Yeah,
he never had Fields' legs. So
no,
and I think Fields might have better touch on deep passes, but
I think he
I don't
does
know.
as well.
The one thing with Fields is he does fumble a lot. I don't think today was
He
really on
is,
him.
yeah.
Because I don't think he had any fucking time to even plan his legs. Like he was just attacked right away. And then
It was he was also trying to throw it, which made it because Komet was there. He was
mhm,
trying to throw it to Komet. It was like a kind of a screenish play,
fucking
and he just got
screens. Have we thrown a
destroyed.
screen to DJ Moore at all? Still, I don't.
Don't think we have yet. I still don't think we've thrown a screen to
That's
DJ Moore.
fucking abysmal. But yeah, and then he is just pretty bad at throwing to the middle of the field for some reason. I don't think the interception's really on him today, but
He was
he didn't
throwing to the
help
middle of
himself.
the field more today, and he did well
Yeah.
for the most part, aside from the pick. But even that pick, I don't know if I could fully blame it on him.
Hmm.
Because
No.
it looked like Komet just stopped. I think there was just some kind of miscommunication, whatever it
Yeah, they got
was.
switched
But
up.
yeah,
It's a Bears game, so it's probably
it's gonna happen.
it's just poor coaching once again. But I think that's enough Bears talk for right now. I feel like you and I are just so fucking depressed because I mean I do feel better. I feel better than I did last week, but we
I
were
mean,
facing the
yeah, they at least
Broncos.
scored points. The
It's
Broncos are
called
horrible. They're a
yeah,
horrible football team. They're not good.
it's coughing baby versus coughing baby. It's really not,
Yeah.
that crazy, but I think we should move on from Chase Claypool from the Bears. Let's get into our picks for week 5. This is actually a pretty good week. Last week
Yeah.
before has not been very great. I mean, I'm watching currently a 17-5 Chiefs game, right? The Chiefs
Ooh,
did somehow
5. So they
Mahomes
got a
got
safety?
yeah, they got a safety and a field goal. The Jets
Oh,
did. So
field goal. Oh.
Scorigami is in play. There's some funny
You got a
combinations.
5 out there. That's always a possibility.
Oh yeah. I mean, basically, if you have a 5 and the other team scores like any amount, like you're probably gonna
It's
get a scorigami.
you got a good shot at
Yeah.
Scorigami.
So hopefully the Chiefs can hold them to 5 because I mean the only times that uh they've been stuck. Mahomes just threw a pick. Holy shit. Well,
Yeah.
I think I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
win
no. Again,
fantasy, but
Justin Fields is Satan because he throws interceptions, but Mahomes will throw a pick and it's fine.
he throws a lot of fucking
Andy
picks.
Reid doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He's like, oh yeah, this guy's a generational talent, and I'll just give him the ball back because he's
Hmm.
amazing. Yeah, he throws picks. His job is to throw the football.
Yeah, that's his
Some of
job.
them are gonna get intercepted.
Yeah. You got to take chances. It's fucking football.
Yeah,
You're not going to be perfect. If you're going to make mistakes, make it at full speed. That's something I read a couple of weeks ago, and I
yeah.
think it's fucking true. Especially in football, you shouldn't be thinking that much.
No,
So, with that said, Commanders Bears, who's going to win?
commies. I'm not
Commies.
picking the Bears. I'm not picking the Bears again. I don't care. Like I'm
Yeah,
just not doing.
I'm not going to pick them until they win again. So I'm going to pick the commies.
It.
And the commies did almost beat the Eagles today, and that was a Super Bowl appearance team. So
Yeah, that is true.
Ravens Steelers. I think this is actually a pretty fun game.
Okay, I guess we're going with the Ravens because Steelers have looked shitty this year.
Hmm.
Kenny
I'm gonna
Pickett was
go.
injured, I think.
Yeah,
So they're down to Mitch, maybe? I
that could
don't
be
know.
fun. It could be fun to
Oh
watch.
God, Mitch versus Lamar is just yuck.
Dude, I
No.
mean, they're basically the same style player.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mitch is a fucking mirror image of Lamar Jackson.
MVP. MVP versus the MVP, dude.
That is true. The MVP versus MVP duel.
Dual threat. All right. This
Yeah.
is I'm gonna actually the next one I have listed, I'll save for later because I think it's the best game on the docket. So I'm gonna skip to Jaguars Bills.
I'm gonna go wild and I'm gonna say Jags. I think the
Okay.
Jags I think they won today, but it feels like we're primed. We're ready for a Josh Allen meltdown game.
Again,
He
yeah.
likes to have those where he'll just meltdown for some reason. Feels like it's about that time we have another Josh Allen meltdown game.
Mhm.
And the Jags seem like a team to have a meltdown against just because it's so absurd.
Did you watch any of that Toy Story football game today?
I've seen like 2-second clips. It looks so fucking weird. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
it is very funny. Somebody they use Slinky Dog as the 10-yard
Oh my god, he's the chain
sticks.
gang.
Yes, which is
The
kind of
fucking
cute.
slinky.
Yeah,
That's pretty fucking funny, not gonna lie.
yeah. Apparently I didn't listen to any of it, but apparently this is from a tweet that I saw. Apparently, the announcers on it were trying to have very adult football talk, but then every like every now and then it'd be like, "Oh no, Zerg's in the room," like there's just
What the
a
fuck?
evil Zerg or something.
So
It was
weird.
pretty cool. Also, too, like this is another thought I had. So apparently, the way that they were able to track players was they put chips in their
Chips.
shoulder pads so they could track the movement and animate it, and yet we are somehow still using two sticks and a line for
Yeah.
football measurements for first
My dad
downs.
has been talking about putting a chip in the ball forever. I
How
think a lot
hard
of
would it
people
fucking
probably
be, dude?
have.
How
And
hard would it be? We have fucking cameras everywhere. We have fucking, we have this goddamn Toy Story game that is animating live, and
yeah.
we can't
Can't put a
do
chip in
anything.
the fucking
You
ball
know,
and figure out if this
wasn't that
thing
a
actually got is the first down or not.
didn't that happen to the Bears? I mean, this has happened to every team, but then wasn't there a Bears game, maybe against the commies, where a first down or a touchdown was pulled back because apparently it didn't go over the line, but on the camera it said that it fucking went over the line. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's happened. I think I know versus the Packers last year. Justin Fields had a what looked to be a rushing touchdown that they took away
Oh my
from him.
God, dude. That fucking play on Thursday Night Football where the fucking clock got to 0 and Jordan Love snapped it and they got like a huge gain. That's such a fucking
Yeah.
Packers and a ref Packer
Oh
move.
yeah. Happens all the time.
Drives me nuts. But
It's very annoying.
so I think Monday Night Football is Eagles Rams.
This it can't be this Monday
No, it's Sunday,
because
my
the
bad.
Eagles just played.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta look at what Monday Night Football. I don't think Monday Night Football is very good next week, but Monday Night Football is not good this week either. It's Seahawks and Giants, which
Ugh,
is awful.
that's ugly.
Yeah, I'll put it on probably, but it's gonna suck.
Geno Smith versus Danny Dimes. Well, do we get a Manning cast at least?
I don't know. Did we
I
get
think
one
we did.
last week? I don't think we did because it was
I don't
the
think we did.
doubleheader.
I think week 4 is a Manning cast.
Okay.
Is this week 4 for Monday Night Football, or is
Yeah.
it week 5 for
Yeah.
Monday night? Because Monday night's the last game, Thursday's the first one, right? Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
we should have a Manning cast, I think.
Let's look because they say it should be question mark. Usually, I mean, like they only do like 10 games a year, right? Something like that.
Yeah, they only do 10 games a year in a playoff game, so it's like
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. So, and I'm assuming that for the doubleheader games, they don't want to have that many broadcasts going. So
No.
this should be. Let's see. Is the Manning cast happening this week? I probably will watch. Oh, here we got a schedule. So I mean, I'll probably watch that tomorrow because that game's gonna suck. So I might as well.
Oh yeah, that game's gonna stink, so it'll be fun to
Cool.
watch
Last
Peyton
week.
and Eli dick around.
Yeah, it's yeah. So they haven't been on since week 1, but they've been doing the
Yeah,
double
they've been
headers,
away for a while.
which
Yeah.
I don't really like the way that the double headers are set up, where you have to
We only
kind of
do
like
double headers at the beginning of the year too. We only do them for a couple weeks at the
yeah.
beginning of the year. It's weird.
And I think they have one more coming later, near the
Do
end of the
they?
year. But it's weird because I
They're
wish it was just
started up.
back to back,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
one starts the hour after, so
You
you can
can't
only
really
really
watch
you can't
both
watch
of them
both. So what's the
unless you have
point?
Red Zone, and even then, it's like fucking weird.
Well, I don't think Red Zone's on for that game.
I don't think it is. Yeah.
Oh wow, the Chiefs or the Jets just got a touchdown. Maybe they're back. Um,
Sure.
just kidding. It's 17-11. I hope they don't kick a field goal because or extra point because I just want scoregami. This feels like a scoregami game. All right. So Eagles Rams, did we say who's gonna win? I don't even know.
No, we didn't say. Oh
Who's your
God.
pick?
I mean, the Eagles are still undefeated, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I kind of want to pick the Rams just because they've been better than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck it, I'll just pick the Rams. Why not?
All right,
Live dangerously. Who cares?
that's who I was gonna go with.
Yeah.
So I'll stick with the Rams. I think they're gonna win. I don't know if I said I was gonna pick the Bills in the Jaguars game, but I'm
Puka
gonna pick the
Nakua.
Bills.
Whoop whoop. Yeah, I don't think you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
Okay,
kind of
got it.
skipped on. But I got the
Bills.
Bills and then I get the Rams too. That walk off today was awesome.
Yeah.
Puka's
Pretty cool.
awesome.
Puka Nakua is another Cooper Cup kind of guy where they just find some fucking random receiver who turns out to be a stud.
It is funny when they do find these guys and it's like, oh, they were really awesome in college. Why didn't they get drafted higher? Like Brock
Yeah.
Purdy. Brock Purdy is pretty good. He's been throwing
He's
dimes.
pretty goddamn good for being
Yeah.
the last pick of the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah. And
So,
like he's coming off of a fucking surgery to his throwing arm as well.
yeah, he got hurt
And
last
he's
year in
playing
the
this well. Like
championship.
that's pretty goddamn impressive. We should really be talking about Brock Purdy more.
He had some dimes last week.
He did. He had a
against the
nice
Giants.
he had a nice deep ball today this week.
Yeah, this week he was awesome too, but last week
Yeah.
he was really throwing well on Thursday Night Football in a short week. Somebody did tweet out that it's like the year is 2038. Brock Purdy has 10 championships and 4 MVPs, but we still don't know if he's good because he has 8 million stars on the offensive side with him, and he's getting paid $5 million a year.
You get Tom Brady treatment.
Yeah, I really hope Brock Purdy is the next Tom Brady because I like that. The NFL is more fun when
It's
guys can
pretty
just come out of
hilarious.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
That's
also
actually
funny
pretty happy.
because
It makes it feel more like WWE though, when it's
oh
like,
yeah,
okay, how is this shit happening again?
yeah.
Really?
It just would be funny because Tom Brady was a 49ers fan growing up. He never got to
He
play for
was.
the 49ers,
Yeah.
even though he tried to come over here, come over there
Numerous
like
times. Yeah.
numerous times, especially the last couple of years and before he came back to the Bucks last year. And then just this guy from fucking Iowa State is gonna
Yeah. He's gonna go play for the Niners
actually beat
instead.
Tom Brady. Literally,
Yeah.
I mean, and also have even
Well,
more of
Joe Montana as well.
honestly,
Joe Montana is not a super high pick.
no.
He was kind of a mid round, like I
No,
think
I
it's
think
the
the only one that
third
really was a
round
high
guy or
pick was
something.
Steve Young.
Yeah, and he wasn't even drafted by the Niners. They
No,
rehabilitated him. He was a Justin Fields.
yeah,
That's what's gonna happen. Like Steve Young was drafted by the Buccaneers, and they ruined him. And it took years to undo all of that bullshit. And then Steve Young became a Hall of Fame quarterback.
yeah.
That's
So I
Justin
mean,
Fields.
honestly,
That's
Justin
Justin
Fields.
Fields.
If Justin Fields went to a team like the Niners, he'd be fucking MVP right
He'd be
now.
good.
So okay, last game of this pick segment for the week. Honestly, probably the only good Sunday night football game we've gotten so far this season. I thought Pats and Dolphins would be good 2 weeks ago, but that was really not good because
Pats were horrible. Oh
Patriots
my god,
suck.
they are
Um,
terrible.
they're bad.
They stink.
They might get Caleb Williams. They benched fucking Mac Jones today.
They did.
Um, but so last game of the pick segment, Cowboys Niners.
I'm gonna go Niners.
Niners, yeah.
Cowboys
Me
have not been
too.
able to beat the Niners in fucking forever.
No,
And
that
Brock
fucking
Purdy, he's been great. So
yeah,
we'll roll with the Niners.
yeah. I'm gonna go with the Niners too. Um, yeah, I just can't. I can't pick the Cowboys in this because they fucking suck against the Niners. That fucking slide that Dak took like 2 years ago still, is very on the tip of my tongue, on the forefront of my mind.
Yeah,
And I don't hate the Cowboys, but the Niners are
looming
just
over.
more talented in the Cowboys are so talented, and the Niners are just talented in, every other facet. More talented somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I think the difference between them is that they're both like probably the two most talented teams in the NFC. That
mhm.
the Cowboys are coached by a goober, and the Niners are coached by a sociopath.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's really just the difference, and
Yo.
it at least thus far, the sociopath trumps the goober in this, I guess, rock paper scissors world of NFL football.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people baby Mike McCarthy in the media. It's really weird. I feel
He
like
gets weird treatment. I don't
it's very
understand
weird
it.
treatment for a coach that's never been really that good. And his
He's a
teams have always,
bumbling fuck.
yeah, the
But like
watermelon
he's
thing.
also not a like I really don't believe he's a bad coach, but he's just this bumbling fuck that will
He
find a way to blow it when it
he
matters.
he doesn't deserve kind of the
The
blowiness that he
talent he
gets
has,
from
yeah.
the talent that he gets, and then also too like I was listening a little bit to the Fox broadcast today, and just kind of the things they just say weird stuff about him, like I don't know. It's never his fault too. It's never. I feel
Yeah.
like besides the one time he got fired from the Packers, it's just never his fault. He's
Yeah.
very good at placing blame on people. So Mike
Well,
McCarthy is like,
That's why Aaron Rodgers didn't like him because they can't
yeah.
have another blame deflector in the building. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Well, that's like the one coaching decision that he ever made that was right. Aaron Rodgers did in trying to get him fired.
Yeah.
So Nathaniel Hackett, very funny, but um,
God, Hackett.
it's
I
funny
mean, that
that
guy was
Aaron
so
Rodgers,
easy to make jokes.
yeah,
Hack job.
yeah,
Come on. It's just so easy.
yeah. It's very funny to me that Aaron Rodgers demanded all this shit in New York, like getting Hackett and Cobb and Lazard up there, and now he's just back in California, and everybody else has to deal with this shit. Randall Cobb
I
seems
know.
so sad.
Isn't he guaranteed like $75 million to just sit on his couch in
I think
California
so.
and
Yeah,
watch Red Zone? Like,
yeah,
it's fucking hilarious.
yeah. It's pretty awesome.
He ruined the Jets. It's
Oh yeah.
amazing. It makes me
So
so happy.
I fully believe that he wanted to play for them and spite the Packers, but this is almost a funnier alternative that he is just sitting at home like we are. You and I have
I
as
know.
many. I don't think he even completed a
As
pass.
many completions, I think, this
Yeah,
year as Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. We sitting at home, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's been a pretty fun season, interesting season, I think, for every
It's
other
been
team.
wild. Defense
Yeah.
seems to be back a little bit.
Yeah, which has been awesome. I really
Yeah.
it sucks when every offense is breaking records because it just makes it feel less important and more hollow.
Yeah. When those records are broken, it should feel meaningful. It shouldn't happen every goddamn year, you know.
No, you fucking the fucking Vikings should not have the number one offense when they have Kirk Cousins at quarterback, even though they have weapons, but
I
it's
know.
Kirk Cousins.
Well, apparently, I don't know if that was a real screenshot or not, but I did see a photo of like apparently it was Justin Jefferson's like Instagram story or something that said Kirk Cousins is like fucking ass. Yeah, I'm like, this can't be real,
No,
but
dude.
I
I
want
mean,
to believe that it is.
it would be funny because I feel like there's been rumors of Justin Jefferson not really liking him, and Stephon Diggs definitely fucking hates Kirk
Oh,
Cousins.
he hated him. Well, Stefan Diggs hates Josh Allen now. He
Oh
hates
yeah.
everyone. That's
Well,
not Patrick Mahomes, and I think he
yeah.
hates Patrick Mahomes as well.
Well, yeah, because he beat him 2 years in a row in the
Yeah,
playoffs. There's definitely no way that he likes Patrick Mahomes. And
no.
is that Tony dropping another pass? No, I think it's Sky Moore.
Tony's fucking asshole. He
Yeah.
stinks.
No, he made a nice catch, but I think Sky Moore just dropped a pass. Literally,
Sky Moore is. Yeah.
The Chiefs not doing anything for the receivers is so funny. They
I
said,
know. They
Mahomes, go fuck
there's
yourself.
here's Sky Moore. He's supposed to be Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
He isn't.
No,
He
he's
isn't.
ass. He's ass. He's got a cool name, but he's terrible.
I don't even really like his name that much. A
Really.
guy named Sky is just
Yeah,
not fucking. That's not cool.
that's a very like them,
That's like a
Sky.
porn star chick's name.
Yeah.
Is Sky.
Are they sometimes here's the thing. I really don't like how a lot of NFL games are framed on the game cam because it's really this is just football in general, but it's hard to just see the fucking field. So I'm like, I can
I
never really
know.
tell sometimes where they're at. I'm like
I kind of wish we just got the all 22 shot from
all the
behind.
time, dude. I've been
From it
watching
to just the quarterback. Why can't
the
we see that?
the Thursday Night Football broadcast has an alternative broadcast. I think is the stat one, and they give you basically the all 22 angle. So I've been putting that on
It's
that
so
a
much
lot more.
better. Like, why
Yeah,
can't we watch that?
I miss the
You get to
days
see
of
everything.
I miss the days of the Madden broadcasts.
Yeah.
When they would do on Sunday Night Football, they would have a special Madden cam broadcast. Like those were the best
Oh,
because you could see the field
those
and you could see
were
things opening up and see things developing from a different angle
yeah.
than you usually see. Like I hate the game cam, and I also kind of
It
hate the game
sucked.
cam in basketball too because it's sideways. It's that's
Yeah.
not how you play the game. You don't play it. I every time I would get a two. I think they eventually switched it, but every time I would get a new 2K, I would switch the camera from the broadcast camera to the 2K camera, which is just straight down looking at it because that's how you play the
Yeah.
game, you know. And it's also
Yeah.
the better way to do it because you just get to see fucking shit open up and all this stuff. Like it just
You see
sucks.
it
I don't
from a
like it.
more of a player's perspective,
Yeah, and
which
that's easier for somebody that has either A played it or B just been doing sports their life, or just been watching or whatever. Like it's just easier for your head to get around.
yeah.
So all right. Well, Bears lose another one. There's a lot of other teams to watch. You should watch those
Yeah.
teams.
Watch the 49ers.
Yeah,
Don't
an
watch the
actual good
Bears.
team. You can
Yeah,
follow
watch
us.
Christian McCaffrey. He's
Yeah, he
cool.
he I think scored 50 points for me on our fantasy league.
You have him in fantasy? That was a
Yeah,
good
it's
day.
pretty OP, dude.
I have Tyreek Hill. I don't think he did me too well today. I don't know.
No, but he's been good the last couple weeks, so you
He
kind of have
has
to.
been good. I have
Yeah,
not, again, I still have not looked at my fantasy team.
yeah. I might go in
Zero
there.
alterations. You can go poke around and see what it looks like. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I might go in there and just fuck with it and make it so you win somehow. So that'd be funny.
Oh god. Did
But
Deshaun Watson get benched today or did he get injured?
I think he was hurt. I think his shoulder was bad.
Because I heard DTR was playing hilarious football, but I didn't see any of it.
Oh
So
yeah, that his first start today,
yeah.
along with
I don't think. Well, I don't know if it would have been a start. I don't think he started the game, but maybe he did. I don't know. I
I
didn't
think he
watch any of
started.
it.
I'll look it up because I think he started because I know Aiden O'Connell started today.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell, he did start. Derek Carr's Well, I mean, he's on the fucking Saints now. Who is it? Jimmy G?
Yep.
Did he play? Like, how many fucking games did Jimmy G play before getting immediately injured?
3.
3? Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
That
he didn't
seems like
play
that's
today.
like
So
almost a record for Jimmy G.
was he out for
3
concussion or for a
games.
shoulder thing?
I have no idea.
I mean, it's
I
funny to
don't
get.
know. The fucking Raiders are a mess. They're an absolute mess.
It just doesn't make any sense to me go from a highly paid quarterback in Derek Carr to making your team so bad that you know you're going to suck for a quarterback, but then signing somebody expensive like Jimmy Garoppolo. That doesn't make any
They
sense. Oh,
make
he had a
no
concussion.
fucking sense at all. And then Chandler Jones got arrested.
Did you see the
Brother of
smear?
John
Oh, dude.
Jones.
Yeah. Chandler Jones is nuts. He said that Josh
Yeah.
McDaniels killed Aaron Hernandez the other day.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
He's been on one. He's definitely sick, which is like,
He's wild, and I mean, he's got some CTE.
oh yeah.
It's like I wonder if John Jones is going to do anything. I doubt it.
I don't know. Yeah, probably not. I don't feel like they don't even like they don't
It's
even
so weird. They're brothers, but like it feels like they're not. They have zero relationship.
yeah, they
And like Chandler Jones is a good NFL player, but John Jones is
the
probably
fighter.
he's literally the most dangerous man on the planet. Like he can
Hmm.
murder pretty much anyone.
Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty scary. I mean, he's just like on TikTok. He's just like you don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. Like Josh
It's
McDaniels,
saying
Josh
insane
McDaniel.
shit.
No, like that's how he's talking. He's like Josh
Yeah,
McDaniels, Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like he's not like he's. I hope
he's
he
out
gets
of his
help and
rocker.
it's like funny and then you start to think about it
And
and
it's
you just feel
sad.
really bad. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
because Chandler Jones was awesome. He was on a couple Super Bowl
he's a good
teams.
player. Yeah, he's a very good player.
He also just signed a huge contract with the Raiders,
He did,
almost 100
and
million.
then
And not that I care about the Raiders money, it just sucks that guy got his paycheck and now probably won't get any of it.
yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Well, they did release him today.
Did they actually release him?
Yeah, I heard they
Okay,
released him
I think I read that too, but
because I think he was arrested, right? I mean, is
oh
he
yeah,
arrested or is he just under care?
I think he got arrested.
I think he was arrested.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no, he was arrested because he breached some. I think it was like a restraining order from his
Yeah,
a spouse, that
yeah, that makes
former
sense.
spouse
He
rather.
also like got checked up on at one point, and
Yeah, they sent a mental health like some guy, some lackey to his house, and then he just posted about it on Twitter or some shit.
mhm.
It's like they sent this fucking guy to my house. What a nerd. Go away. Like just weird shit.
Hmm. Yeah, so I hope he gets help. I feel bad for guys who clearly are not right in the head, I guess.
Not going well.
So I think that's that's not a good place to end it, but I don't want to talk about the Bears anymore. We've been going over an hour, so I think we're
Yeah.
good to end where we're at. It's already I think this is
Yeah.
longer than last week, and last week was a lot worse. So we're doing
Yeah.
pretty good on the runtime. Um, so what is tomorrow? Seahawks Giants. So we'll watch that, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't who cares? Those
Woo.
teams suck. Geno
Yeah.
Smith's
Yeah.
fine. I like him, but
Yeah. I
it,
like Gino. Go Gino. Woo.
yeah, I'm happy to see him do well. He's facing his old team. He played for the Giants for like a year or two. He was the
He
one who
did.
broke
Yeah.
he broke Eli Manning's consecutive snap
Game streak. Yeah.
game streak because oh god, who was that coach? Uh oh my god, it was before Judge. What's it? That guy decided to fuck
Yeah.
with Eli.
Man.
Um
Who the fuck? They've had some hideous coaches as well.
2016 Giant. Yeah, Joe Judge is really funny, but the guy before him was even funnier. Giants coach. Yeah, he was an
Man,
all-time
what the fuck was that guy's name? I can
Ben
picture him.
Ben McAdoo.
Yeah, Ben McAdoo. That fucking guy.
Awesome. Such an awesome name. He's
He
bad.
was a winner.
Wasn't he like a ginger? Like a
He
bald
was, yeah.
ginger or something weird? Like,
I don't think he was bald, but he was a ginger.
yeah, it's just horrible play calling. And then I think it was Pat something before him,
Oh,
maybe, or maybe after him.
I don't know what they had a flurry of really terrible coaches.
Yeah. The Giants are always just a franchise that I've just never really cared for, even when they've been like good and fun to watch, which is very rare. They were fun a couple years. with Victor Cruz and Eli.
Eli, yeah.
Pat Shermer, that's who I'm thinking of.
Pat,
Um,
yes. Pat fucking
and then it was
Shermer.
Joe Judge, and then it was Dayball. But they've just never been a team. They've never been that fun outside of like 2 years of Eli's tenure. 2011 was
Yeah,
very fun because they were 9-7, but I think Eli threw for almost 5,000 yards, if not over. And then Victor Cruz was like this undrafted free agent, and he was really fun. He did the salsa dance. He was in the soup commercials,
yeah.
and they won the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots. So you always get to enjoy that when that happens. But
That was fun.
we've come to the end. Thank you for listening to, I don't even think I ever said the podcast name, Podcast 46. You can follow us on our socials, 46 Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram, and Podcast dot 46, I think, on TikTok. There's a lot. I'll put in the link.
You would know, yeah. I
I
have no clue.
I would know, true.
Yeah. I'm
You
not the
would
one.
do that. You would do that, you know. So thank you for listening. Bears 0-4.
Woo!
Football is fucking here, man. We're gonna be stuck like this for 13 more weeks, if not longer. I mean, we're gonna be watching the playoffs, so the Bears won't be in it, but we'll be watching the playoffs. But at
Yeah.
least it won't hurt as much.
Yeah,
So
I don't have to
we'll be
watch
done.
the shitty fucking Bears. I'll get to
Only
watch a better
13.
team play football.
Yeah, we'll get to watch the Chiefs win another Super Bowl and see Taylor Swift at the
Yeah.
parade.
Oh
But
God.
yeah, we'll talk about her next week. We'll see how this game goes and how fucking bad this whole shit gets. But I want to end it here. I want to get off. Everybody, have a good night. Have a good week. We'll talk to you next week. Stay safe and see you later. Bye.